Welcome to Lavender Hazelwood, Witches. As we get closer to the darkest day of the year, we may also feel the need to spend more time tucked in. It's a great time to hibernate. And here I'll share with you a hibernation ritual featuring Valerian root, an herb known for protection, inducing sleep, slowing down, opening communication, turning a bad situation around, and even animal magic. But before we get into any of that, I'd like to introduce Will from Atypical Tarot to you. We're collaborating on this, and if you don't know him already, he's known for bringing together tarot with the periodic table for a really cool and unusual combination.
There's something about setting the proper atmosphere that seems to help me get into a meditative state faster and stay into that state a little bit longer.
Over the last couple of years, sleeping and I have not been good friends. Part of what has kept me in this unrestful state is just plain old anxiety and thoughts spinning around in my head, but also caretaking. Once the caretaking pressure came off, I found I still had a lot of trouble sleeping because I was just used to being up. I turned to Valerian root, which is an herb my veterinarian actually introduced me to a long time ago when my cats were having seizures. Valerian root is a sedative and slows down brain activity. Your neurons stop firing as fast, and you're able to relax and calm down. This was helpful with my cats, and you can use valerian root capsules on your cats and dogs, but do make sure that your veterinarian approves it, especially if your animal is on other medication. So this herb is very attractive to cats. They tend to love the smell, which is, it smells like dirty, sweaty socks or really smelly cheese. It doesn't taste quite as bad as that, but the smell can be very off-putting, which is why capsules in a lot of ways make more sense. However, I don't hugely mind the taste, so I like to put it in tea. And when you want to curl up and go to sleep and be undisturbed, I've created a bedtime ritual, which I call a hibernation ritual, to help calm the system and get to sleep. And part of that is this tea blend. And it's very, very simple. It's literally just a teaspoonful of chamomile, half a teaspoon of lavender, and you can change the valerian amount to whatever you like, but I would start out with a third to half a teaspoon of valerian root, especially if you haven't tried it before. You can charge the herbs magically as you put them in. Chamomile for relaxation, lavender for good dreams, valerian for restful slumber, and why not toss in some lemon balm to speed healing since we're there anyway.
Each season, the way I feel when I explore it, it transforms me. It captivates me. It affects me on a deep level. Sound of the birds, the leaves blowing in the wind. All of this provides a rich atmosphere. I could sit in this place for hours. This is one of the ways that the earth heals me, and that I feel that I'm at one with it. As it changes, I change. I'm reminded of our connection.
And the second part of this nighttime ritual is using valerian as a protective and safety mechanism. The other thing that's important to help us fall asleep is feeling safe. So before going to bed, you can use valerian root to sprinkle across your thresholds, your doorways, your windows, as a protective barrier. And then you can put it on a candle. Walk the perimeter of your room with it and say, I sleep tight, tucked safely in my bed tonight, mind at peace and sweet dreams. I slumber long and calm and deep. And then get into bed and snuff your candle out. And then once you're in bed, you can put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart and breathe into that bottom hand and expand all the way to your top hand. And just breathe deeply like that until you fall asleep. This ritual is available to print out in my Etsy shop and as a Patreon perk this month. I'd like to say welcome to new Patreon patrons Rini and Fern, and a thank you to all patrons, and especially Ricky and Fern in the Limine tier. And remember to check out Will's video too at the link in the description box or right here. Have a good night.